What is up, car addicts? In this video I'm going to be giving a guide for this week's normal time trial, RC Bandito time trial, and the premium race for this week, totaling over $300,000. Remember that time trials can only be completed once a week for the full $100,000 payout. The premium race, however, can be completed in a limited amount of times with a 48-minute cooldown between each win. Also keep in mind that rocket-powered / flying vehicles cannot be used in time trials. So starting off with the time trial this week, which is Grove Street, I highly recommend Ari Shotaro, Hakuchu Drag, Batty 801, Emerus, or Krieger for this time trial. However, this time trial does give a good bit of extra time, so there are a lot of other vehicles you can complete it with as well. In terms of route, this one is pretty easy, as the most efficient route is pretty much the GPS one, with a small little shortcut at the end is all you really need to add to it. The hardest part of this time trial by far is definitely avoiding the traffic. It is very annoying in this specific one, as you're taking many different corners at higher speeds and some blind corners as well where you drive right into a car and cutting through the intersections as well can be pretty sketchy, but overall a lot of it has to do with luck, so a couple attempts and you should be able to do it pretty easily. As always, I will be attempting to use either the casino podium vehicle or the prize ride of the current event week on these town trials if they're quick enough to complete them. So for this event week we have the Vector as the prize ride and the Squatty on the casino podium. Now the Squatty is definitely way too slow for this time trial. That vehicle is intended more for off-roading, quite obviously, but anyways, for this one we're going to be using the Vector, and it happens to have very good handling for what it is, especially for all the corners in this particular time trial. So again, here's my run with my fully upgraded Vector. Moving on to this week's RC Bandito time trial, which is Cemetery. As always, you need to own an RC Bandito in order to participate in these. So this one is pretty tricky if you've never done it before due to the narrow paths and the bumpy areas. So make sure to always stay within the path for the beginning when you're taking the corners, and make sure to let off the throttle when you're taking some of the higher speed corners on that path as well. And obviously for the tighter corners, remember to brake, obviously, and when you use those brakes, make sure to press them in about halfway, not all the way, or you might lose control of your Bandito. And lastly, we have this week's premium race, which is a sign of things to come. This one is restricted to the motorcycles class. I highly recommend either the Shotaro or the Hakuchu drag for this race. This one is very tricky if you've never done it before because of the off-road sections throughout, especially if you've never done it before and you don't really know the braking points. It can get very, very frustrating, so again, make sure you practice the regular version beforehand. But anyways, here's my run with my fully upgraded Shotaro. And that's it, guys. A normal time trial is definitely a bit tricky because of the traffic, but if you use a quick car, you should be able to beat it pretty easily due to the extra time it gives, even if you crash a couple times. The RC time trial is pretty tricky, but it's definitely a lot easier if you stay within the main paths. And this week's premium race might take some practice if you've never done it before. Again, remember guys, you can earn over 300,000 between the three this week, and setting yourself the goal to beat them is always a lot of fun in my personal opinion. Let me know which one you found most difficult and what vehicles you used down below in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.